them, or my sisters and my cousins wanted to go to the Assembly of God because youth group,
or as you called it,
the ass of God.
Yes.
And they wanted to see all the boys. And mind you, I was not about it, but I went because it was that or stay home by myself. Nor. So I went to youth group, and I would go to church sometimes. But let me tell you, girl, I stood out like a sore motherfucking thumb. In a land of taupe, I was a disco ball. Do you know what I mean? So
I love that.
Right. And so it was just like, I hated every minute of it. But they always wanted to go see the boys, talk to the boys. Well, there's this one boy there who, I'm not going to say any names, but everyone, if you're from Carleton, you know who he is. He was a year younger than my oldest sister. So he's about 3 years older than me. So if I'm at this point 10, he's 13, 14, maybe a little older. But he had sexually assaulted children within the town.
Okay.
Multiple children. And so he couldn't, like, go to public school. He was, like, taken away from society, essentially. But he was still this youth group. And I remember one time he was just so passionate at youth group that he turned around and he looked at me straight in the eye. And he told me that he was just so upset because he was in a room with people who were going to go burn in hell. And he said, I can't be in the room with you because you're going to burn in hell. And kept telling me how I was going to burn in hell. And I was all, girl. And I was like, listen, Chimo, you're going to tell me I'm going to burn in hell? You molest children. And then I booked out of that room so quickly. I was outside and I was ranting. And if you remember, I was a very shy person. Not that moment, girl. That devil told me I was going to hell and I lost my mind. I was shouting and screaming, girl. They probably thought I was possessed. To the point where the pastor came out of the house, because it's a small town, right? There's the church, then the youth group building, and then the pastor's house. Mm-hmm. Pastor came out and was like, what's going on? Calm down. And I'm surrounded by teenagers as, like, flames are shooting out of my eyes. And I'm all, fuck you, and fuck your church, and I'll burn your church to the ground. Like, again, I am, like, a shy, damaged child. But this man who has broken, like, this teenager who had done horrible things was telling me I was going to hell. Right. No, girl, I was going to burn his church to the ground. Yeah, so
So just in case any of y'all are wondering, she did not burn the church to the ground.
No, but I was angry. And again, I just was such a shy person that it shocks me to this day that I saw that. But I was very, like,
well, and so what is the comeback to that? How am I going to hell and you're the Chimo?
Exactly. It was chaotic.
And
but
wasn't his mother, like, the group leader or something?
Yeah, she was, like the youth group mom, essentially, right? But the youth pastor was actually... was the brother of this woman who married my brother. So he used to say, oh, we're related. Oh, you're like, we're related. We're like, I'm like, no, we're not. No, Jesus freak, we're not. And don't ever talk to me like that again. Like, don't ever tell me we're related. You're a psychopath. And you allowed this boy tell me I was going to hell. And then you got mad at me because I said I was going to burn the church down. I don't see how I'm in the wrong. But everyone else thought I was in trouble.
Well, I see that you're in the wrong if you said you were going to burn it down.
And then I didn't. No follow through.
Right, mm-hmm. No follow through. That's kind of where I see your problem, is you have no follow through.
That is true. But it was a good time to be like, it was like liberating to be like such a shy, quiet person and yelling in the face of adults that I was going to
I know for me down. That, and good on you.
You know, how
because I know for me, that didn't happen until later. I was 16. Because I was the shy, goody two-shoes, let everybody walk all over me. And then I swear to God, some magical thing happened when I was 16, and all of a sudden I'm all, fuck all of you. I just became like the bitch of the world. And I always say that I went from like 0 to 60, and then I had to find my way back to the middle to be kind of a normal person.
And not viciously mean.
Normal. Yeah. Yes, because I was mad at the world. And I was so tired of being treated like garbage that all of a sudden I'm like, well, I don't need you. F you and your friends and your life. I don't need none of y'all. And so, yes, I was a raging bitch for a couple of years. And then calm down.
Sure.
You know.
But girl, I can get there. Don't push them buttons.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that's the other thing is, what it also did for me is because I was so filtered for the first 16 years of my life that my filters all kind of blew out.
Yeah.
And I had to actually start to try to develop some after that. Because it was like, I said what I thought and what I felt, and I still do.
Right.
But I can now say it to you in such a way that I'm not being a vicious bitch. I can say to you what I mean in such a way that you don't think you're being attacked.
Right. And like, but how much strength does that even take, though, to like...
Sometimes,
to lose, but hold on, girl, to lose all your filter and then to intentionally try and develop filters, like, girl, child, that is A lot. Okay, wait. I have another story where I threatened to burn a church down. God. I'm really about arsonist because I also say I'm going to burn this house to the ground. To anywhere or at work, I'm going to burn the store down. I'm not going to, guys, yet. That same youth group, though, we used to go on, like, I almost said vacation. No, I would never go anywhere with these people. I mean, we would go on, like, field trips to, like, other churches and go to youth group with them. So we went to Sherwood, which was, like, a much bigger town, as you know. City. I think it was a city. I don't know. Anyway, we went and there was, like, a mega church. It was horrible. And I think it had been during Easter, but they were talking about, like, the sacrificial lamb.
Sure.
And so there was, like, a big production on stage, and there was the pastor who was this awful snake oil salesman, and there was, like, a sheet on screen, and behind the sheet was, like, a lamb. And he goes behind the sheet to, like, sacrifice the lamb. And it's all projected. And I'm literally horrified. And he like, takes the knife to, like, to sacrifice this lamb. In front of this whole congregation of people. Multiple congregations, because people came to, like, visit. And I was livid. And then I was like, is that sheep dead? Someone bring that lamb right now. Like, is it dead? And I'm like, sorry. I'm, like, hitting the table. And then I'm, like, walking my way down the aisle to go get it. But no, I got stopped. So then after that, I'm, like, visibly shaken, and...
You're like, listen, my name is Mary, that's my little lamb,
I'm about to go get that but the youth group mother, the one whose son was a chimo, she was like, I think you guys should probably go up and get prayed over, right? Because they were doing the thing of the hand on the head and saying something, and you were all good, and tongues were coming out, or whatever. And I was like, no, and she was like... No, I think you should. And I was like, I don't care what you think, girl. Because after what I just saw, I'm about to burn this church to the ground. And she said, we should go sit on the bus. And I said, yeah, I think we should go sit on the bus because I'm going to start a fire.
Or I'm going to walk home from Sherwood.
Yes, girl, I don't care. Someone will pick me up. It probably won't be good, but I'm about to burn another church down.
Right. Oh, my God.
Well, how dare you traumatize me like that?
I know. And on that note, I think we should take just one more quick break.
Okay.
All right. All right, we are back. And no churches were actually harmed in the telling of this story, or the making of this story, as it were.
No.
You know, it's like we, growing up, we did the Easter egg hunts and all of that stuff. And I really was confused my entire growing up years what one had to do with the other. What the Easter egg hunts and the chocolate rabbits and the, all of that stuff had to do with Easter. You know, it wasn't until I was an adult that I learned, that it was just fertility. It was the goddess of spring and fertility and all of that stuff. Eggs are a sign of fertility.
And renewal.
And renewal,
right?
right?
Everything's growing again.
Bunnies, fertility.
Exactly. So it's not the combination.
Because there's not much more fertile animal than a bunny rabbit. Chocolate's just good because it's chocolate.
Girl, they just need another reason to give you chocolate.
What's funny is growing up, I never liked chocolate.
Weird.
I mean, if I got it, I would eat it because I was a fat kid. I ate everything they gave me. That's why I was a fat kid. But I was like, I'll eat the chocolate, and then I would eat it, and I would always be like, meh. But then I would eat too much of it, and I'd get sick. Again, fat kid. Right. So I would eat all the candy and then feel like garbage.
Impulse control issues.
It wasn't until I was an adult, one of my friends was like, try dark chocolate. And I'm all, all right, whatever, chocolate, meh. Oh my God.
So good.
Now I get it. Now I get why people get so crazy about chocolate. Dark chocolate, I could eat all day, every day. I don't. Because,
yeah,
I
get it.
Not good for you. But, yeah.
I don't have that. I don't have a sweet tooth like most people.
As a rule, I don't either. I have a salty tooth.
Yes, girl. I want something
Which
savory.
Which is probably why I'm such a salty bitch.
Salty. I want chips. I want bread. I want butter. I want cheese. I don't really care about sweets. Sweets are fine. But I don't like a lot of baked sweets, as you know.
Yeah, I do know.
Cakes, really, or ice cream.
I also know that we have come almost to the end of
oh my gosh,
our little show, and I have to
tell your Easter drag story.
I don't know that I have an Easter drag story
where you
per se.
Died on drag Easter.
I did forget about that. The year that I was killed and came back, and
when you gave up your weekend.
Let's face it, I love that. It was like when I heard the thing that really all Jesus did was give up a long weekend. 3 days.
Yeah, growing up a weekend.
And I am going to say, why was it, you come back to where you laid his body and the stone is rolled away, his body's gone. Nobody thought body snatcher?
And everyone was like, I know, of this man who had tons of followers but then was just slaughtered. No one thought that someone came and stole his body.
Anyway. So, the story I'm going to tell, really quick one, is just something that strikes me as very funny. So, because it's also about this time of year, is I worked at the bar every year during Mardi Gras.
Okay.
the most shocking thing to me is what people will do for freaking plastic beads.
Girl.
So every year, we would have the thing, I'd be doing my show, and we would always have to have several spots during the shows during Mardi Gras where they would play music, people would flash their tits or their whatever they needed to flash.
Their doodads.
Their bits and pieces to get beads. Now, at the end of Mardi Gras, if you had the most beads, you got to be king or queen of Mardi Gras. You didn't get a prize.
Oh.
You didn't get money.
No.
You didn't get even a crown.
I hate that.
And I'm all, then why on earth are you... I mean, I'm not against flashing your bits and pieces, but there better be something good to show. Because people used to say to me all the time, they're like, well, are you going to flash your tits? And I'm like, I will if the plastic that you're going to be giving me is marked American Express and it has an unlimited...
Yes, ma'am.
Because this girl is not flashing her stuff for nickel beads that I can get at the party store.
No, I'll just go buy my own.
And if I want to be queen, I'll go buy a crap load, put them on my shoulders,
also,
and
I'll
be
be
like,
a real
look,
queen.
I won.
I'll buy my own fucking crown.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's not really a drag story specifically, but it is about my show, because we had to do that every year, and every year I was just like, what is wrong with you people?
I know.
But it's funny, because working in a bar, people would always, like, if we had anything to give away, it could be the crappiest garbage, and people are knocking each other over to try and get it.
The swag.
The swag.
Yeah.
Right, because working in a bar, they always have alcohol swag. They have, like, little cups or beads or necklaces or T-shirts or whatever, and I would always ask the owner of the bar, I'd be like, what do you have this week that I can give away? Because people love it. But people will trample each other for the dumbest
Girl, it's Black
crap.
Friday in a drag bar. I hate it.
It really is. And drag queens, girl, they're brutal. But what's funny is, you know, it was the bachelorettes.
Ugh, that's tough.
They would knock you down and steal your shit because they were already drunk.
Trash.
Yeah.
I hate them.
Remind me the next time we do this, I want to tell a bachelorette story because it's kind of a lengthy one, but it's hilarious about stupid bachelorettes. And you know what? I'm not shitting on your bachelorette party if that's what you want to do. But if you take your bachelorette party, here's a little thing. Here's something you want to write down. If you're taking your bachelorette party to a drag bar, be respectful. It's not your show. This isn't about you.
Yeah.
You can have your party, but don't think you need to get on stage.
No.
Don't think any of this is about you.
No.
I mean, if they say, is anybody here celebrating? Yes. Raise your hand, tell your story, whatever. Don't try to take over anything. And
no one cares about you that much.
Tip your performers.
Oh my god. Or get the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, because one of the things I was talking to my sister, I went and visited my sister this weekend up in the Seattle area, and she was saying she didn't know that most drag queens make virtually nothing on their shows, so she didn't know she was supposed to tip. Because she just assumed that they were paid well to do what they do.
No.
And I was like, oh no. Most of the time they're paid a pittance, if they're paid anything, and they're working for tips. So you go to a drag show, you see that girl, you enjoy her show, you give her money. And don't go up there with $1. I mean, you can, I guess, if that's all you have.
Tip what you have, girl. Tip what you can. Tip what you have.
But be generous.
Don't tip change. That's what I will say.
Oh, God, no. Don't tip change. Don't try to be cute. Don't put the money in your mouth.
Ugh.
Ugh. And hopefully with COVID, people have stopped doing that. But I cannot tell you how many times people came up to me with a $1 bill hanging out their mouth, expecting me to get it with my mouth. Ugh.
Ew.
Gross. First of all, I don't know you.
Baby, we're the land of strip clubs.
Do you know where that $1 has been?
We're the land of strip clubs, babe.
Right. I'm sorry. If you want to put it down my shirt or whatever, okay, whatever. But I'm not putting it in my mouth.
Oh, honey.
And people expect you to. It's so gross.
I'm not a dog. I'm not working for tricks,
But
baby.
like I said, I'm hoping with COVID that people have really started thinking about how much stuff gets touched, who touches it, where it goes.
You know, I do believe that you just have a stronger faith in humanity than I do. Because
That's
I'm
very
all,
possible.
y'all dumb, y'all licking door handles now and some shit. And there's no mask restriction. Let's go lick the cement. That's how I feel. That's how I feel people are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're probably not wrong.
I know.
I know. All right.
Anyway.
Oh, goodness. Well, on that lovely note, we're going to remind you once again that if you enjoyed your time with us, please like, share, subscribe, comment, and send us your emails and
Your hate mail.
Your hate mail,
I'm
whatever you
still
want to send
fucking
us,
weird.
or just send us something saying hi that you're listening. We would love to hear that and send
Do
it
I need
to
to say something controversial for them to send me hate mail? What can I say?
Have you said it? I have a feeling everything you said was controversial.
Oh, okay.
Today.
Well, then never mind.
And you did threaten to burn down several churches.
Yeah.
So you might get some hate mail, but I don't know. But if you want to send that hate mail, send it to It would seem as though at gmail.com. We do check our email every day.